Let's do a quick breakdown of the different types of suture. So basically, this boils down to absorbable and then non-absorbable suture. Okay. So non-absorbable for me personally, really reserved for like vascular cases. Okay. And then so if we're suturing a vessel or a graft into a vessel or something like that. And then like suturing in a drain, honestly, really, is the only other time when I'm using a permanent suture. And then actually on the diaphragm, okay, we do use permanent suture. But for me, again, just like my meshes, I want this absorbable. I want it to go away. Okay, so they're absorbable, non-absorbable. So this for everything else, really, like pretty much everything I'm doing. Or in the non-absorbable, you could sometimes, do your lacerations, but I even like using absorbable. So I like a PDS suture. It's going to last about 90 days, so it's got some really good strength to it. And then the other important thing to think about with suture is whether it's a monofilament or polyfilament suture. Okay? So monofilament and polyfilament are different. Polyfilament meaning it's braided. So an absorbable, keep it like this, an absorbable polyfilament over here that we use all the time is Vicryl. And then a monofilament absorbable that we use all the time would be like monocryl. Okay? And then how about the size of the suture? So if I have like a number 1 and then a 0 and then a 2-0 and then a 3-0, 4-0, 7-0, this is tiny and this is a big dog over here. Okay? So that's the actual size of the suture, the thickness of it, the strength of it. Okay? And then the other important thing to think about is the needle. So there's a cutting needle and there's a taper point needle. Taper point needles for delicate structures like vasculature and bowel, which the most common one we use here is an SH needle. And then this is a cutter, which we would use on the skin for monocryl. So if we're doing like a laparoscopic case, we're going to use a 4-0 monocryl and then Dermabond to close the laparoscopic ports. If we're doing a multi-layered closure, maybe we'll use 3-0 Vicryl in the deep dermal layers, and then 4-0 at the layer. Then if I'm closing fascia, I'm going to use a number 1 looped PDS. And there's plenty of papers and stuff to support using a smaller suture, so you could use like a 2-0. That would work as well. And then again, needles, big needle is like a CT1 or a CTX needle, even